So guys, we have been sunned in here all winter long, and I finally got around to replacing the track on my Blizzard that I think just old from age. This thing kind of got tore up. But, you know, watch a little bit of YouTube this morning, and Hybrid comes on, and he's doing his Blizzard a couple weeks ago. So I figured, you know what, let's do a video on this thing, because these things are about cool as you could possibly believe. So I have zero instructions on this thing, no manuals, no nothing, so I largely had to figure this thing out on my own. But I'll tell you what, guys, I promise you this, by the end of this video, that this thing will be, I guess, tracks on the ground making some noise, because these things are about as cool as it gets. So yeah, guys, this guy, Hybrid. So yeah, guys, this guy, Hybrid. Guys, these things are cool. I mean, check this thing out. Let me get the cab off of it. The cab's kind of funny. It's only held on by Velcro, so you just kind of peel it off. It's got a little tiny GS11 in it, which is just a tripping little engine. Very proprietary to this chassis. I've got an engine here. Let me show you what we're working with on this thing, guys. So this is, as far as I know, it's a good engine. It's just missing a pull start. But very proprietary crank, very proprietary. It's got like a 3mm opening in this carburetor, held on by two little tiny Phillips head screws. It is truly a single needle carburetor, but this thing is kind of cool for what it is. So getting the cab off is pretty easy. Getting the bed off of this thing is a little bit more problematic because, well, you got a lot going on with this thing. Take your body pins off, you got to kind of lift it up a little bit, and you're going to have a piece of rib under the fuel tanks. You got to get that over the fuel tank. You got to kind of get it around the hinge on the gas tank. You got to tuck the fuel lines under there, and once you got her loose like that, then you have to kind of fold it up and pull it back, and then there is your cab. And once you got the body off, it exposes all the good goods. This thing is like super cool. I'm gonna try the best I can do to get you in here and show you what you got going on. But it's a 2-speed, and if you've ever played one of these things, they're 2-speed with reverse, but they do not have brakes. They don't need brakes, they just use their weight of their stuff to drag themselves down. But this thing originally had Futaba electronics in it. This came out of the Ricardo collection up in Orlando. This thing was sitting on a shelf for God knows how long, and I saw it. And actually on the third trip, I'm finally like, all right, man, I made him an offer. I think I paid like $250 for it. But he had this thing built up in Orlando for himself, and it kind of looks like he never ran it because the engine wasn't locked up. She fired right up, she made the noise, and she did the thing. Now this thing is very interesting how throttle and reverse works. So throttle is just forward, and you know, obviously you're going through your servo here. You got two linkages, and you're going your throttle forward, and it's got kind of like a plastic spring on there, and it's all held together by an O-ring. Now when you hit reverse, you watch your throttle, it kind of just waste throttle. You got throttle, but you're also engaging this reverse cog in the transmission. So when you're driving forward, then boom, it shifts because it's got, you know, the little centrifugal cog in the spur gear, and when you hit brake, it goes into reverse, and you got throttle at the same time. Super cool, but not as cool as how steering works. Let me flip this thing upside down. So for steering, it's kind of funny. Now this differential, I've got a Mad Force over there. That's a Mad Force differential, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But instead of having the full axle stumps, it's got brake disc on each side. So when you steer one, you're applying brakes. It's got a differential inside there, so they can spin different speeds. Right turn, left turn. All you're doing is, it's basically a little tiny skid steer. You know, if you ever played with a Bobcat or a Gale or anything like that, when you steer, you're not actually applying power to any of your tracks. You're just hitting brakes on one and power on the other one. Very cool. And it's got a plastic case transmission. It does have an output for front, but obviously it doesn't need front because, well, it's rear-wheel drive. But check out this exhaust tube. She comes all the way down, and there's your muffler. There's a little rubber tip down there. Now this one has a primer on it, but I have never primed it. I just gave it a couple pulls with the exhaust, and she fires right up. So as far as running goes, they're really pretty easy. Put your glow driver on there. Get back here on your tip. And hopefully that thing will stay on. Actually, we're going to use the actual primer ball on it because the primer ball in this thing is still good. kind of cool when you think about it, because as soon as you hit the throttle, you're in neutral here on this bracket, you're engaging your front wheel drive, or your forward drive. And then when you hit reverse, it's pulling it back into reverse. Now, the first time I've ever seen this thing was in a 98 RC Car Action magazine, and the last time I saw it was in an ad in 2006. Now, I'm pretty sure they still sell this as an electric, but if you get a gas model, guys, you got to be careful with these things because parts are few and far between. Now, the reason why I had this thing out is I had broke a track. And the funny thing about a broken track on these things, and it hadn't broke yet, but it had 2 splits in it. So I went ahead, the electrics are the same, and well, A-Main still sells the tracks for him. But let me put this thing back together, guys. We're going to take this thing outside and we're going to go play in the sun. Guys, these things are absolutely cool, but take mine and of course Hybrid's advice. If you ever want to get one of these things, get one that's nice, running, and complete. Pay the price, because parts are few and far between. The only thing I know you can get for these things, you can get tracks for them, and the only parts I have I've got 2 fan belts and a spare engine of questionable condition. But listen, I will see you guys on the next one, and for you guys in the Great White North, I'm not mad that it's not snowing in sunny South Florida.